Tuia ki te rangi, tuia ki te whenua, tuia ki te re tangata, tau mai te mauri o te manawa ora, hei arahi a tātou, hui te marama, hui te ora, haumi e, hui e, kai ki e.
Tū tō mai runga, tū tō mai raro, tū tō mai roto, tū tō mai waho. Kia tau ai te mauri tū, te mauri o te ora, ki te katoa, haumi e hui e, tai ki e.
Tēnā koe. Thank you so much for that. I got
Kanoi
goosebumps
te
listening
mi.
to that. The waiata is in the whare.
Yeah. Here.
It is. Well, thank you so much, Hinekoia, for being with me today at my whare here in Rotoiti. I really appreciate you coming down, and I'm excited to have this wānanga.
I'm like, me and you, girl.
Yeah, it's so cool. So let's dive right in. Ko wai koe, no hea koe.
Ai, pātai, nui tēnā.
Ai.
Ko wai ahau. He uri tēnei no te whakatohia no te aitanga mahaki. So that's on my Korowa side, where I'm down all Pōtiki way. Down through the gorge, that's our aitanga mahaki side. Just been on the marae for 4 days for Matariki, which is amazing. And then we come up to Mōtiti Island. So my kuia was born and raised on Mōtiti. So that's te patuai on that side. And then back in the days, of course, Ngā Puhi came down raiding. We love our Ngā Puhi. And so they grabbed some of the princesses, took them up north. And then those children came back to Mōtiti. And so that's how my grandmother is both te patuai and Ngā Puhi, Ngāti Hine.
Yeah,
wow. I know.
So there's those connections.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so your whānau went up north, and that was where you were brought up.
So this is a really interesting question. My mum was brought up north in Moerewa.
Okay.
And so she was born and raised there.
Yeah.
Met my dad. It's a bit of a scandal. My mum was like the 17-year-old nurse, and my dad was like the doctor.
Yeah.
Then there was me.
And then there was you.
Right. And so they actually moved to Te Whenua Moemoeā, Australia. And I was born in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right, because you said about horses in Australia. So
Yes.
I was wondering where that piece fit in.
Yeah, so I was born in Sydney, and then we moved up to Tairi, and we lived alongside the Aboriginal community up there. We had lots of First Nations, I'm going to call it, the First Nations of Australia, our Aboriginal whānau. My brother actually is Aboriginal Māori.
Wow.
Yeah,
neat.
my younger brother. He's single, so if anyone, let me know.
That is a big wingman, big wing woman move there.
Hey, we just need to get him married off. So yeah, we grew up in Tairi as part of the community over there. Beautiful Aboriginal community as well. And one of my good friends growing up, Zoe, lived on a farm and had horses. And for me, being able to ride horses at that point in my life, I didn't yet understand about my Indigenous connections, and as a people being connected to the whenua, and also to the animals. But something inside of me just knew it's that whakapapa, that Māori blood that just runs through inside of you, and innately understood this beautiful connection to be in the bush, to be riding horses, and to be at peace inside that space in a way that I hadn't really encountered yet.
Wow, yeah, because it is such a close interaction with what nature really is, isn't it? Because they are just so in tune.
So in tune.
Yeah.
And what was really lovely at that point too is that I can't ever remember being scared of being on a horse. And I loved it was great learning how to go like faster and like, I haven't ridden horses for a long time, but they were like some really core memories for me. Growing up, being able to experience those things.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And I was thinking, giggling about the learning how to go faster part. Like as a kid, that piece is just so much fun.
It is, eh? Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of like another story. My uncle had a horse. We would come back to Aotearoa every holiday to see my dad. So my dad my parents separated and my dad moved back here to Aotearoa, and he would fly us over every school holidays, and we would go visit our uncle up in Waikare, so up in the bush, right up in the bush.
Yes.
And he had a horse called Bagoose, and we would also ride Bagoose around the bush up there, which was once again just some real core memories as a child, just being able to go up there and ride around, and there's nothing quite like it.
That is so neat. And it's funny, it's interesting you say that, because I just had another guest on recently, and his hoiho is called Waikare because her whakapapa is to Waikare.
Yeah, let's go.
And he was sharing about the whakapapa of those hoiho and being able to trace them back to some of the first horses that were introduced into Aotearoa.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat. Oh, so you had a really true early horse.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, that is so neat. At what point did you move back to Aotearoa?
Yeah, so I finished school when I was 18, and then I just knew that I wanted to come back to Aotearoa and live with my dad, and just to kind of get to know him as an adult, and to live there longer than like for 2 weeks in the holidays. And my mum, they were great friends by this point, and mum was like, go for it. And so dad was so happy to have me come home, and then my sister followed the year later.
Yeah.
And so that was when I was 18, but at that time, you come back to Aotearoa, and I could see all my cousins getting into te reo, and like seeing them on the marae speaking and stuff, and I just felt so whakamā. And so like, honestly, I was 34 before I started my journey, and I look back now, and like, hindsight is a beautiful thing. I just felt so whakamā, and I felt like it was too late, and I look back now, I just want to smack my young self and be like, wow. But this is actually our journey.
Yeah.
Our journey to come to a place where that thing inside of us that is hungering for te reo Māori and for our whakapapa and for connection, where we can acknowledge it, and it becomes the thing that is then most important, more than the whakamā, more than anything else. And a really interesting thing is that as I started my journey at 34 to learn te reo, it was the connection that was really driving it. And as I look back now, it's that same feeling of riding horses and of being connected into the environment and the taiao. It's that same kind of feeling of connection back into your whakapapa and your reo.
You're so right about that. And it's so interesting because our reo does come from te taiao and nature.
Yes.
So that makes sense that you receive that same feeling and that same calling back to connection. Wow.
Definitely.
That's incredible. And so prior to coming back to Aotearoa, you hadn't been brought up in any te ao Māori?
Not overtly. So my mum, the most beautiful wahine, she's looking back, she did instill within us. She raised us with Māori customs, like leaving your shoes out the door, manaakitanga, aroha. So we did have all of those things like woven in, but she didn't speak te reo because her mum was a fluent speaker. So my grandmother was a fluent speaker. But, you know, as history goes, she didn't pass it on to her children because she was punished for speaking.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a mamai. And even though my mum grew up around the marae, they they never spoke it. And so coming back to Aotearoa, it was something that it was really interesting. I knew I was Māori. I was like, that is my whakapapa, but I did not know what that meant, and I did not know what that felt like. And I think that's something so common for so many people, to have this whakapapa that we don't, but what does that mean? And that's the journey, actually.
Yes. Can you remember that moment where you actually felt that rather than just a knowing of I am Māori?
Yes. So it started, so when I was 34, I actually just think my teacher were like, can you hurry up?
Giving you a...
Then I didn't get the kick up the butt. And I just felt like now was the time, and I had friends encouraging me, like, just do a night course, you know, you can do this. I was like, okay. So I started learning the reo. Doing night courses, Te Wānanga Aotearoa, shout out.
Yes.
And that kind of like started the journey for me. And then I sing, right? I'm a singer. And then one of my cousins was like, hey, come and help our kapahaka rōpū, we're training for regionals. Come do some vocal coaching. So at the time, oh my gosh, I look back now and I had never seen kapahaka.
Wow.
Like, literally, that's how kind of removed I was from Chao Māori. At that point, I'd never seen it, but I was like, sure, I'll come help. Did not know what I was getting myself into. So I go along and I help out with like warm-ups and like vocal health and just like explaining these kind of things. And then they were like, great, thanks, get in line. So
you weren't expecting that.
I was not expecting. But it changed my life. Like, it was such a defining moment when I started to learn haka and waiata and moteatea, maurako. I felt like I'd come home. Like, I actually felt that I was starting to find myself. And it was so hard because I went from zero kapahaka to adult competition level kapahaka, like ridiculous. But I was like, might as well. Like, I'm here and I'm loving it. And it was still a safe place to be. And I knew that. I was like, I'm not going to make like the top 20 because there's 60 of us training for those 20 spots. But it didn't matter to me. What mattered was learning and growing. And the very first time I stood on the stage with that rōpū, because we did lots of different kaupapa, it wasn't just about the competition. That was the first time I can ever remember being proud to be Māori.
Wow. Neat.
Yeah, and it was such a moment because I was like, connection.
Yes.
Like, everything had just fallen into place. All the tears, oh my gosh, boy, and I'll throw those things away. All of that hard work and all of that effort. I know, you know, girl.
Yes.
You know, I was like, these things, I was like, I'm like, I would much rather do taiaha all day, every day.
Yeah. Like just spin in a circle.
And so that was really the first time for me. And that was Te Tahatu. Thank you. Te Tahatu. Just, they loved me. And I started tino koretake. I was useless. But I grew so much and so fast. And that was really the grounding for me. For what I do now, it wouldn't really have been possible without that foundation.
Wow, that's so neat, isn't it?
Crazy.
That was a real...
It's like 12 years ago. So
wow.
That was, 12 years ago now.
That's amazing. And it really was your tupuna, like, throwing you in, like, here is, and it just snowballed and grew from there.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. So tell me about then, you talked about what you do now. So what has that journey been?
Wow, girl. No. Like, how long do we have? No. The short version. So being part of kapahaka really just cemented for me because obviously I'm a singer, but that it kind of set the path of what I wanted to do moving forward. I found a love for waiata, a love for learning waiata and it helping me to learn how to speak te reo, because having a backwards and forwards conversation can be pretty scary, but when you learn waiata, you can listen to amazing pronunciation. The melodies make things so memorable. It was a really safe, fun way to engage with te reo Māori.
Yeah.
And so it helped set me up for when I had my daughter, so 6 years ago. After trying for 9 years, we finally got our miracle baby.
Yay.
She comes along. And by that point, I can sing, I can haka, I can do taiaha. I still can't yet speak te reo. And I looked at her tiny face and I was like, if I don't speak te reo to this child, who's going to? This is my responsibility. And I just was hit with this massive kind of okay, this another defining moment for me. And so I was like, I'm going to do everything I can, everything I can to learn the language and speak it to her. So the first 3 years, she was a COVID baby. First weekend, the first COVID lockdown, and she comes. And so we spent those first 3 years at home learning te reo together.
Wow.
At home.
What a beautiful way to learn the language.
What was the cool thing is she wasn't judgy because she was just
yeah, that's right.
You make as many mistakes as you want.
Yes.
I just have flashcards on my phone. And so I just built our language around all the things you have to do at home, the repetitive things you do all the time as a mama.
Yeah.
And so from that, it really grew. And then she started kohanga reo. And we started going back to Opotiki for our kura reo. Shout out, Whaia Tracy.
They sound amazing.
They're transformational because all of a sudden you're surrounded by your iwi and you're learning waiata from your iwi, the histories, the stories, and it really grounded my reo inside, that part of my iwi.
Yeah.
Sorry, ngā puhi, I haven't really learnt the reo yet, but we're coming.
Yeah,
we're coming for that mita.
You just have to start somewhere, hey.
And I thought to myself, I actually just have to start somewhere, and then I'll keep learning as I go.
Yes.
And so we would go back to our yearly kura reo, and then, as my confidence grew, I also knew that I also had to go back to some kind of work because, hashtag girls got to get money.
Yes.
And so, and I just knew for myself it was going to be teaching waiata because that for me, so I'm a voice nerd. So my actual training is in voice science and understanding how the voice works. But through kapahaka and through being in Te Ao Māori, I was like, actually, this is where I want to be inside this space, helping people to find their voices and to be able to sing waiata, to be able to karanga, to be able to do this mahi that our tipuna was just Māori, it was natural to them.
Yeah.
And they grew up doing it. But for me, I had such a massive disconnect, and then I got reconnected, and then I saw a massive need.
Yes.
In this
you realize
space.
that you're not the only one that has that disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of my training in the voice science world, I could see that actually inside our Te Ao Māori world, our tipuna are so connected to their bodies and the ways they created sound and used their voices. I could see such a connection there that I was like, if I can teach people to understand the most efficient ways to create sound inside a Māori context and to listen to their bodies, we can help people to really reconnect and do the mahi.
Yeah.
Because we have so many amazing people who are too whakamā to even use their voice to karakia, or to lead a waiata tautoko, or beautiful wahine who want to karanga, but they just they haven't yet had the opportunity to learn. Yes,
yep. And I was one of those people as well. So I really resonate with that. Just you have this, I felt for myself like I had this real desire and want to, but the moment would arise and I just couldn't get anything out. Like nothing would come out, and layers of disconnection and trauma.
Yes.
And what has been your experience with that? And because now you help people, I'm sure there's a lot of people that experience that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, I suppose one of the things that has been helpful is actually recognizing it first and acknowledging the mamai, which is hard. It can be hard. But then taking that energy and putting it back out into waiata, into swimming in the awa, and the moana that I come from, into returning to the whenua. For me, that has actually been a massive part of this and the healing process of going, okay, I don't know my reo. I'm going to start learning. I'm disconnected from my iwi. I'm going to go back to the kura reo. I'm going to swim in that awa, my awa. I'm going to climb my maunga. And each of these things has been healing in and of itself. And being kind to yourself. We are so hard on ourselves, and yet we don't. You know, the big elephant in the room is this colonization, really. That disconnection of us and our whenua and, and our ukaipo. So it's recognizing that and then going, okay, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah, that's the piece, isn't
it?
Yeah.
And so from those experiences, for me, I realized that one of my superpowers is I can create safe, welcoming places for people and hold space for them because I understand the mamai. I didn't grow up inside Te Ao Māori. I know what it's like to be disconnected, and I just have so much aroha for anyone in that position, and I just want to wrap them up in like warm hugs, and waiata, and to help reconnect them back in one little step at a time. And I believe that our voice is such a massive part of that journey.
Yeah.
So one of the things I love to do, and is my superpower, is creating safe places for people to be able to learn more about their voice, to feel understood and heard and held. Because when you have those things coming together, you can be vulnerable to learn.
Yes.
And then open yourself up. And so that, for me, first and foremost, is one of the most important things that I do in any space that I go into to teach waiata or karanga, is kind of take people on that journey and then go, okay, what do you then want to be able to do with your voice? Like, what are those things? And I love giving people like practical tools and feedback, because for me, everyone can sing, everyone. And what I'm listening for is, how can I help you to be more efficient? How can I help you to achieve your most beautiful, open, resonant sound?
Yeah.
That's what I listen for.
Yeah. And from there, do you find that the healing and the confidence just grows?
Yes.
Yeah.
If people allow themselves to be in that space and to start to push away all the negativity, because people have been told so many horrible things about their voices, and I can't even tell you how many people have told me they can't sing. And you know what I say to them? One of the things is like, I understand that people may have told you that, because 99.999% of the time someone has told them they can't sing, so they've stopped.
Yeah.
But you know the interesting thing, our voices are actually created by muscles moving. If you don't train the muscle, it doesn't strengthen, it doesn't develop. And so I'm like, you may have been told that, but let me help you to understand, number one, how your voice works, number two, how you can train it, and number three, how you can then start to learn to love your voice and appreciate what you have.
Because I suppose like different voices can be suited to different sounds, and it's learning your voice and the sound and how to work with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we get told very unhelpful things technique-wise as well. I come across, some myths. I'm just kidding. There's still vocal myths out there. even in a te ao Māori context. And I just come back to, what does it feel like in your body when you're doing that? Does it feel comfortable? Does it feel tense or forced? Because if it does, maybe we should try doing something else.
Yeah, it shouldn't feel like that. I think that was one thing that I really learnt, especially with like trying to be louder, which I really found hard, was to be louder, and all of the things that I was watching and trying to learn was like about really pushing, but that just made it even harder to do.
Yep. Yes, that is honestly one of the biggest vocal myths I come across all the time. That to be louder, you need to force, you need to push, you need to use more breath. That actually puts so much pressure on your instrument, and it's not helpful.
Yeah, wow, it's interesting. Do you see any, I see this sort of link between horses and through the journey of training over the years, and it's interesting you talking about colonization as well, because some of my thoughts around this podcast have been, is the way we see horses trained in a really like dominance, control based way a result of colonization and trauma, and that that parallel abuse that can come from it. And so I see often that the horse's voice is taken away in that process. And so I wonder about the link through to our people through having their voice taken away, and then the ripple effect that goes out into other parts of life as well. Yeah, what do you notice there?
You know, the parallels are crazy from what you've literally just described. It's exactly what happens to us as humans and as Māori who have, I'm going to say, no, just say it, who've been colonized.
Yeah.
Because the disempowerment and the taking away of our voice. So if we look at the beautiful work that you do with Hoiho, you treat them with respect and dignity. You allow them to be themselves, and you encourage them to be in community, and for their sense of self-worth and preservation to be there, and so they feel comfortable with you, and so they can learn and grow.
Yeah.
And this for me is so paramount when we're thinking about working with people and teaching people. Because I'm just going to say straight up, some of the models that are out there of domination, of like telling people off, like it's literally the same as beating horses, right? Like to try and force them to do something. And like, sure, eventually the horse will do it at the end of the day, but their spirit, what happens?
You sacrifice a part of them. Yeah.
And so for me, working with people in this space is so similar. What are we doing? We are caring for them. We are maintaining their mana and their self-worth. We are reconnecting them to who they are as Māori and as people. And then we're allowing them to grow and to rediscover their voice and its fullness. And for me, that there's so much parallel. Like if we just like look at those two things.
Yeah, then
And then
can see.
Colonization has disrupted, I would feel like, the natural Māori way of doing things and being, and yet we are now bringing that back in together.
Yes, and there's so much healing that comes from that.
So much.
Yeah, what have you noticed in your mahi, how that changes for people?
So one of the big things is hearing wahine, being able to say, I did a karanga for the first time.
Yeah.
Or another one recently, through this course, she stood on the atamira for the first time for her Pakeke group as the kai karanga.
Oh,
and
wow.
Just amazing. And then from there, She then stood as the kaikaranga going on to the Ngāti Whātua o Rake Marae in Tāmaki, which was like a massive, huge event.
Wow.
And so you're able to see this reclamation of not only the voice, but of this traditional mahi that, you know, we used to just do.
Yeah. What do you think people could do in everyday parts of their lives to develop their confidence around their voice? Do you have any tips or things that you like to do that people at home that are listening that they could play around with?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the things that I would just advocate that everyone does is have your favorite list of waiata Māori that you just chuck on and you sing along with.
Yeah.
Just for the enjoyment of it.
Yes.
And especially if you want to learn new waiata for waiata tautoko and stuff like that, Aotearoa Songbook.
Yeah,
Literally
okay.
19 waiata. And did you know, if you actually jump online, it's got all the lyrics.
Perfect.
Yeah, so look,
Easy.
that's one of my, I'm like, jump on there and listen to those waiata and just start learning them and singing along with them and having fun. And as you sing, really listen to the beautiful vowels and pronunciation and all these different types of things. This is easy. And then if you have had that experience where you feel like your voice isn't good enough and you can't really sing, I would honestly encourage everyone, the moment those thoughts start to come, just park them to the side and be like, I enjoy singing, or I want to do this for me, and start having this conversation with yourself around, no, this is what I want to do, and I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to stop letting these external factors dictate what I do. Those things don't serve me.
Yeah.
They don't serve me anymore.
They don't serve me. What is a way that somebody could start small to kind of develop their confidence around it? Because I think in the beginning, the idea of I could quieten that, but then like I don't care type of thing, but it was almost like it was just me kind of overriding with a catchphrase to myself sort of thing. So I'm thinking about what small things are helpful to sort of like start there and then be able to build on, if that makes sense.
I mean, I can give you my favorite vocal exercise.
Yes, please.
So voice coach, obviously I'm a little bit creative, a little bit, out there. But this is my absolute favorite vocal exercise for the simple reason that it gets your instrument moving. And so if we take the of like sing, this one?
Yes.
And we literally take the sound and we slide up, slide down.
Yeah.
And as you do it, you can actually feel your paioro, your larynx, the home of your sound, moving up and down. And what this does, it warms up all of the muscles used to sing with, and it strengthens them at the exact same time. I would do that before every single time that you sing. So it's basically whakamahana reo, vocal warm up. Use it every day.
Yeah.
Build strength, warms your voice up, and then pick your favorite easy waiata. So start with don't start with like doku rao doku oh. You can literally start with something easy, and it can be kids waiata as well. It can be te aroha, for example. Honestly, te aroha, te whakapono. Start with those basic waiata, and then slowly build up. I actually. Am I allowed to like promote myself? Because I actually have a new...
Please.
Okay, well, I actually have a new course coming out called Waiata 101, specifically for beginners.
Oh, wow.
To learn all of these things. So in the course, there's all my top pronunciation hacks from being a voice coach and understanding how the voice works. There's like 8 waiata pronunciation, all broken down, backing tracks, like everything you could need to learn them. Then there's about 40 plus vocal training videos that just talk in simple terms about how your voice is made, what you can do to strengthen it, and offers exercises. And then there's live masterclasses. So it is for anyone who doesn't know maybe where to start and just wants some support and help.
That's amazing. And I know for myself, when I did your program,
waiata.
I absolutely loved it, and I found it so helpful. And especially because I'm a little bit of a geek about, like, I like to understand the how and the why and unpack things, because that's what I do with horses.
Yes.
And
do
so
it very well.
Thank you. And so I found that so helpful to understand that side of things, and I think that then in turn gave me confidence to use my voice as well, because I'm like, okay, I know what to be able to change.
For me, it's really about giving people mana motuhake so they understand what they can do for themselves.
Yeah.
To then continue to train and develop their voice, because I'm not always going to be able to be there, but I want people to have solid things that they know work.
Yes.
That's going to stand them in good stead for voice training, and then for confidence, to be able to, waiata, karanga, whatever it is they need to do.
Thinking about karanga, would you be able to share a little bit about the whakapapa of karanga? And maybe I'm really interested in the wairua side, and my mind keeps like thinking about like vibration as well.
So I'm just going to jump to vibration first, because sound waves are vibrations, and our voice creates sound waves and oro. And so every time we waiata, every time we speak, every time we karanga, those vibrations are released out into this world. So every single time we use our voice, we have vibrations. There's lots of different pūrākau and stories around the orokohanga of karanga. So every iwi, I have discovered, has their own stories and pūrākau around it. Some talk about Papa Tuonuku, and when she was separated from Ranginui, and that the first cry, that was her karanga as they were separated. Some talk about Hinaori, Māori's sister, and Irawaru, her husband, and how Maui tinihanga has got, we know Maui up to his tricks. He turned Irawaru into a kuri, into a dog, and Hinaori obviously was heartbroken, and some talk about that being the origin of karanga. So we have and another pūrākau is Hinetitama, and that on discovery of who her husband actually was, because of the whakamā, she went down to Rarohenga and became Hinenui Te Pō, and then that was the first karanga. So we've got all of these beautiful pūrākau and stories, but all of them carry a spiritual element to them. And I think the factor for me is it is the call of the wahine, right? It is a call of longing, it's a call of mourning, it brings up all of these kinds of emotions. And then as wahine stand in that space and practice karanga, we really are that door between, te ao kiko and te ao wairua, the spiritual and the physical world. And that's something for me as a growing kai karanga. I don't I'm very much still learning. I love karanga, and I'm learning so much about it. And every time I stand in that space, I start to tune in, and like you'll feel different things at different times. The first time I really felt the mamai was when I did karanga for kawe mate. That was my first kaupapa mate, so the first one that I did for, and I felt the mama, and I started to cry. And literally it just came as part of it. So as you grow in this space and learn more and have those opportunities come up, you start to really feel those different things. And I suppose
sometimes in that sense where it's at a tangi and somebody's passed away, you're really tapping into and feeling the sadness and the grief, and then other times it might be for a
kaupapa ora, ne?
yes.
Like a wedding or like a graduation or a celebration, and that's got a different kind of waiata to it.
Yeah. Do you think that each time you do karanga, it has an element of healing for you and your whakapapa?
Oh yeah. Like, okay. So I'll tell you this is a little story. So my kuia was a renowned kaikaranga. She was well known for her karanga.
Wow.
And about 2 months ago, I was at a karanga wānanga in Opotiki. And we went down to the beach and we were standing looking out into the moana, and Motiti, from where my kuia is from, was like, you couldn't quite see it, but I knew it was in the distance, straight up the coast. And as we were standing in the water, I had a vision. My kuia came to me on my mum's side. I'm actually named after her as well, so it's pretty special.
Beautiful.
And so she came to me, and she was wearing this iridescent korowai that kind of flowed, and she took the korowai off and placed it around my shoulders, and just said, almost like it wasn't like words, but I just could feel that she was telling me to continue my karanga skills, but me koronga, but rise to a high level and let nothing stop me. And it was like she was literally giving me her mantle.
Wow.
And her, her aroha and her pukenga. She was like literally gifting them to me in that space.
Wow.
Which was massive. And I just started to cry.
I bet.
I was just like, and that has been such a moment moving forward in this journey that, every single time I now get up to do karanga, I really feel that she is in that space with me, like leading and guiding me and helping me to continue to learn and to grow in this space. And that in itself is healing, because we don't have a lot of kai karanga in our whānau.
Right, yeah.
And
so that's important, mahi.
It's so important that we restore this mahi, for wahine.
Yes.
Wahine Māori in these spaces. We've got to make ways.
Yes, not only to make sure that we don't lose those beautiful things like karanga, but also I can see it in a way of we've had especially wahine, our voices taken away for us for so long. Yeah, and so what a beautiful and powerful way to reclaim your voice, and it's such an embodied practice, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a full body experience.
It really is. It was really fascinating because I thought that karanga was just done on the marae.
Right, I know, right? I think that's where we've generally seen it, and seen it for like tangi. But as I think Te Ao Māori grows, and as we continue to learn more about our traditional practices and these different things, like karanga is the voice of wahine.
Yeah.
It is our voice. And it is for so many different occasions. And this practice of stepping into spaces and just being able to karanga and call out, one of my te reo teachers was talking to me about kuia who would even just go from one district into another, and then they would do a little karanga as they came into their new space. And I'm just like,
wow,
this is so cool.
Neat.
Knowing that our tipuna wahine did this mahi, and there's that formal okawa side, right? But then we've got like the opaki, we've got like, we've got pao, because like I'm not even going to get into the discussion now of like what's pao, what's karanga.
We could have a whole other podcast.
That's like a wānanga in itself. But and they're one of the ways we could look at it is like karanga may have a more formal side to it, and pao maybe like the less formal.
Okay.
I say one of the ways, but feel free to debate that. But just reclaiming our voices in this space. That when we stand up as wahine, we don't have to give a mihi like the tani. We can karanga.
That's so beautiful.
Right?
Yes.
Like, that's our voice.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to see us wahine Māori going. That when we stand up, we stand up and we mihi, and we do our pā, we do our karanga, we do it in a way that is just wahine Māori.
Yeah, remembering who we are and that
Yes.
we don't have to try and fit into being tāne, because that was never expected. Yeah. I really loved, one of my pātai to you was like around, do you think I can do it like with my hoiho or for
Of
this
course.
podcast?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
And it was so neat because the very next day after, I have a habit of that. I'm like, can I do this? And then I'm like, right away, okay, I'm going to go do it. And it was so beautiful because I went out and did it with them and I sent you the video.
I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever.
It was so, I could not believe it. I was like, okay, I'm going to set up my camera, not thinking that anything would happen, that it would just be a nice time and that I was practicing using my voice and getting braver, but to see how they responded to that
was beautiful. I literally cried. I was like, how lovely that. So karanga does so many different things, but your voice was like a soothing vibration, and then
yeah,
you could just see that.
Yeah, one starts yawning, and it was just like, it was like this moment of like, it was like the waiata like hit them, and he starts yawning, he like lies down flat and starts snoring.
But they're so connected when we think about it. You know, the hoiho are so connected to you, and then as you used your voice and those vibrations hit them, that, you know, they then shared that experience with you.
Yeah, so neat. What do you think for our listeners who, because we have people listening in who are non-Māori as well, what can you share with them about reclamation of their voice in, in a, not in a te ao Māori lens?
So, I mean, one of the things I would say to everyone who's listening though is like, actually learn waiata Māori too.
Yeah.
Because waiata is for everybody. And the more people who learn waiata and use te reo Māori, the more people, you know, we have who understand its beauty, because it is for everybody. So first and foremost, hey, please learn waiata. Like,
awesome.
Come on, it's fun. But if you have ever had that desire burning down inside of you to sing, to speak, to use your voice for poetry, whatever it may be, and you have like squashed that because someone has told you not to, now is your time. Right now is to lay aside those things that do not serve you and to go into spaces and places and people who are going to love you and be with you and encourage you to use your voice for the truest sense of who you are. I can't tell you how beautiful it is to see people open up into this space and learn more about what their voice is like, and what they love about it, and the things they love to do with it.
Yeah.
It's for everyone.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything else that I don't reckon.
No?
Unless there's anything else you want to... Is there any conversations that people should be having more of?
Good pātai. I think probably an encouragement, specifically for wahine Māori, is that I know that sometimes there are tikanga surrounding like who should karanga and who shouldn't, but don't be afraid to have those conversations, because sometimes to uphold a tikanga, you have to break a tikanga.
Yeah.
And especially in these spaces, sometimes our mama don't have the skills to karanga, or the desire, and so then it's having the conversations that if you're feeling that thing growing up inside of you to start learning and growing, I would say have those conversations.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid of it. Because we need as many wahine in this space as possible. So don't basically, don't wait until you're the only person who can do a karanga and you've never done a karanga and you're literally walking into the gate of the marae. Because y'all know what's going to happen. Like, literally. Like, that's how like, my first karanga, I was like thrown under the bus. Well, it was fine. Because my cousin was like, can you do the karanga? And I'm like, okay. She gave me the words. Wow. I was like, sweet. Did it. And then I was like, and now I'm going to learn.
Yes,
Now let's not have that again. I was like, I did it, but let's not fly by the seat.
Let's not do that.
Let's now like learn and grow and understand the tikanga and the practices and all these different things, that embodies. So just start learning now. Maybe another 10 years, but at least you're going to be 10 years in where you'll be like, oh, good.
You'll be able to do it.
I know. So that's my encouragement to wahine. Karawhiua.
Karawhiua, you have it.
Yeah.
Well, that is amazing. Thank you so much for being here with me today and sharing, and also coming into my life as well, because through doing your course, and when you talk about like the safety and everything, like I really felt that, and I went from being too terrified to sing in front of anyone. I went to Te Atarangi a couple of years ago and I shed many tears in that environment. Not that it wasn't safe, but I think I needed some more building blocks before I was in that environment. So I really appreciated how safe and uplifting and all of those beautiful skills. So thank you so much. Now I can waiata tautoko.
Girl,
and
you are me. I'm like, you got it.
So where can people find more out about you and your courses and just all of your goodness?
Cool, thanks. Well, Waiata My Vocal Coaching is my business. Honestly, jump on my website. If you want to see if you want to get a feel for what I do, my socials are the best place. Yeah. I do lots of cool kaupapa. So Waiata My Coaching on Instagram or on Facebook. And then just hit me up, send me a DM, send me a message to my website, and I'd love to kōrero and just let people know kind of like more about what I do.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, e hoa.
Ka pai. Shall we close out with karakia?
Yeah.
Ka pai. Okay. Me karakia tātou. Mā te hau mahana o te kahui o te rangi, me ngā wairua o ngā tupuna, tātou e tiaki, tātou e manaki, i ngā wā katoa. Tihei,
Mauri ora.